Good morning, folks. You know, it's another bright sunny day. The Bandido has actually had a pretty good run in terms of doing his little Mindstreams and his other recordings. We've sort of been striking lucky with the weather. It hasn't been pissing rain in a while. So here we are, in the sun once again. The Bandido's favourite place to be. And you know, I was in the shops this morning, getting some melons, some honeydew melons, getting some rice cakes. And you know, when you're in the shops, folks, you can kind of pay attention to what other people are saying to other people. And sometimes I'll do that. I'll stand there and I'll listen to some of the words and logic that will come out of people's own mouths. And this morning was no different. So here I am, in the shop. I'm heading for the self-checkout. Because, you know, when I have the option of a self-checkout, I always take it. Why stand in queue when you don't have to? The Bandido likes to do things himself. Anyway, I'm heading towards the self-checkout, and I can hear someone else standing in the queue, and they're talking to some other person who's also in the queue. And I make reference at the start of this little Mindstream to the weather. Why? Because I really like the weather. I love when it's nice and warm, nice and sunny. You will never, ever hear me complain about it being too warm, too sunny, too dry. And you know, here in Ireland, it's not as if we get constant, consistent access to sunshine, heat, and dry weather. It's very sporadic. It doesn't happen that often. And when the sun does come out, and when the weather is good, you need to take advantage of it, because it could be gone tomorrow, or next week. And you know, you would think, folks, wouldn't you? You would think that anybody who lives in Ireland would understand this. Anyone who lives in Ireland, anybody who understands the climate here in Ireland, you would think that when the weather is good, people would be happy. They would be grateful for the fact that they've had a run of good weather. Just like I said at the start of this show. It's been great. The Bandido's had a run, a very consistent run, of doing his little outdoor shows here with good weather. You don't hear me complaining. I'm very happy about this. I bask in the sunshine before you. Grateful that it's sunny and that it's not windy and raining and cold. And you would think that most other people in Ireland, given that Ireland's weather is inconsistent and we spend more of the year with shit weather than we do with good weather, you would think most people would be grateful and happy for sunshine, heat and dryness. You know, folks, it constantly amazes me just how difficult people are to please. You know, we live in this world now, don't we, where everybody is trying to please everyone else. And I'm making reference to the social media world, the online world. Everybody wants positive comments. Everybody wants everybody else to love their content, to adore them for who they are. The character that they present on their YouTube channel, on their Instagram page, on their Facebook page, whatever the fuck it is. Everybody is constantly seeking the admiration and acclaim of other people. And this is really amplified on social media because we have heard of this a million times, folks. People go into the comments section, there are negative comments, people get bent out of shape over the negative comments. This makes people even more determined to get the whole world to love them. And so what do people start to do? They start to change the nature of their content. They try to appease these people who are criticizing them all the time. And they think, oh, well, if I just change my content and I start talking about this and doing this, maybe these people who are criticizing me won't criticize me anymore. And of course, we all know what happens. These people go, they change their content, they start delivering their content in a way to try and appease and please the haters, and what happens? Nothing happens. The haters continue to hate. And in fact, some of your more loyal audience may start to hate on you because you've changed what it is that you're doing on your channel. So you may actually, ironically enough, get even more hate by trying to appease the haters. We know all this, folks. This isn't a novel insight that I'm providing. I'm just reiterating it here to make a point. People are so hell-bent on getting other people to admire and worship them and love them for who they are. And when I actually look and listen to the average person, here I am in the shop. And isn't it funny, folks? Because here in Ireland, you see when the weather's shit and it's windy, it's wet, it's cold, it's cloudy, it's grey, it's miserable. You see whenever those weather conditions enter into the equation, everyone here in Ireland moans about the weather. Oh, it's just terrible, isn't it? Oh, it's cold all the time. It's wet all the time. It's miserable. Oh, I could go and live in a sunny climate. Blah, 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 blah. People come out with this drivel. They start criticizing the cold, wet, miserable climate or weather. Okay. So, you see these people who are complaining about Ireland's weather whenever it's shit. I would expect when Ireland's weather actually produces a good day or two, I would expect these people to be grateful for when the weather gets better. Isn't that what logic would tell you, folks? Logic would tell you the people who complain about the 8 months or 9 months of shit weather here in Ireland, you would think those people, when they get 2 or 3 months of good weather, that they would be happy. They would seize the moment and take advantage of the good weather and not complain about it. Isn't that what you would think? Do you think that's what you get from these people? No, that is not what you get from these people, because some people, you just cannot please some people. And there's no better way to see this, folks, in people's attitude towards the weather. These people who criticise Ireland's shit weather for 9 months, you see whenever Ireland actually produces a spell of good weather where it's warm, sunny and dry, these same people then flip and complain about how it's too warm and too sunny and it's too dry and we're gonna, quote, need a drop of rain soon. This is what I was listening to in the shop this morning. It's only 15 degrees today. It's not as if we're talking about fucking 35 degree heat. Let me repeat, it's 15 degrees today. And it has been in the range of 15 to 17 degrees over the last week or so. Yet these same people who complain when the weather is shit, they then flip and complain when the weather is good. It's either good or it's getting better. What do you do with these people, folks? You cannot win You actually can't win. When it's shit, they're moaning about when it's shit. When it's good, they're moaning about when it's good. Folks, this example of people's attitude here in Ireland towards the weather should encapsulate why it is that you should never try to please everyone in this life. I know it's a cliched saying, you shouldn't try to please everyone. But goodness me, folks, if you're in the online space, because this pretty much only happens in the online space, with comment sections and all of this stuff. If you are someone who is creating content online, holy fuck, please do not try to please the people who hate on your content. Because you must realize, you see the people who vocalize their disapproval of your content, these people are exactly like these people I've described in the shop. You will never please them. When the weather's good here in Ireland, they'll moan about how it's too warm and too dry. When the weather's shit, they will moan about how it's too cold and it's too wet. You're never gonna please them. There are people online who will have the exact same attitude to your content that these people have towards the weather. And you are literally wasting your time, your energy and attention trying to somehow rework your content, rework your message to please these people. It's a fool's errand. It's never going to happen. You will never please these people. Because you know all they'll do? They'll just flip. You see, whenever you give these haters online what they're complaining about, what they're looking for, you see, when you actually give them what they are looking for, they will just flip and then complain about the new thing that you're giving them. And then you're stuck. If you're not tuned in and not paying attention and you don't know what you're looking at, you then look and go, you scratch your head and say, but I gave them what they wanted and they're still complaining. Yeah, ding, 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 reality check. I'm gonna have to call you a dipshit. Sorry to tell you that. But reality check, you will never please these people. These people will be forever hell-bent on criticizing you, criticizing your content, criticizing how you look, criticizing who it is you are, criticizing your delivery. Don't bother your hole trying to change your content to please these people, because you never will. It's a bit like me trying to please these people in the shop who complain about the weather. These people in the shop who claim that they are so outraged about Ireland's shit weather. You see, if I went up to these people and said, all right, hold on. You're complaining about the cold and the wet and the wind? Okay, here you go. I'm going to, use my power over the universe to now throw some sunny, dry, warm weather your way. Let's imagine I do that. Well, you see those people who were complaining about the cold, the wet and the wind? You see, whenever through my masterful control over the universe and the weather patterns here on Earth, you see, whenever I give them what they're actually looking, you know what they'll do? They'll just flip and they'll complain about the very thing that they wanted. Such is life, folks. Understanding this is extremely important because you don't waste your fucking time and energy and attention trying to please people who are never going to be satisfied with what it is that you give them. Forget about them. It is a compliment that they are criticizing you. You must understand this. The fact that they are criticizing you online, it is a compliment. You have managed to steal their time, energy and attention, and you've managed to get them to comment on your content. It's actually a compliment. It's a sign that you're doing things well. For the love of Jesus Christ himself, in the name of Jesus himself, don't start altering your content. You're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. If you are getting people who are criticizing you, you are on to something. use that as your cue to just full steam ahead, keep going. And don't try to alter what it is that you're doing to try and make other people happy when these very people will never be satisfied with what it is that you give them.